name is Austin Layman, and welcome to another episode of Austin Weekend. Here with me once again is Dad, and this is our 30th video. And this is really
What?
Yeah.
30?
Yeah.
30 since when did we start?
January the 1st.
January the 1st, and it's February the 23rd, I think.
Yeah.
So, man, 30 videos already. Okay.
And the movie we are reviewing today is Goosebumps, the newest movie, not the older ones, that I have very little knowledge over. And it's created by the man named R.L. Stein, a man famed for his horror storytelling.
Yeah, like they said in the movie, over 400 million copies sold worldwide. So they're famous books, yeah. Famous kids' horror books.
And so, before we dig deeper into it, we might have to give a little shout out to Jennifer Ferguson Bass, who gave us a request to do this.
Yeah, this is a review done by a request. So, hey, Jennifer.
Hi.
Hey.
Okay, and the story revolves around a kid named Zach, and he goes around in looks like a haunted house, and then he meets this girl, and then he meets this old guy who is played by Jack Black.
Yeah. I do like Jack Black. I've sort of got a soft spot for him because he did the voice of
Po
for Kung Fu Panda, so I got a soft spot for Jack Black.
It has a silly tone.
Mm-hmm.
And it also revolves around them. Zach accidentally opens a book, so they try to go out to prevent the other books from getting opened, and then the series' most famed character, Slappy, comes around and just wrecks the whole place.
Yeah, I think it's got an interesting story. It's told like the author is really the author, and the books are really books, and this is the real world, and the monsters come alive out of the books. So it's like
that R.L. Stein himself wrote.
So they're writing a story about real life, which is really a story. So, but it's pretty good. I liked it.
The story is well developed.
I like the special effects and all the different monsters.
The animation was done by the folks down there at Sony Pictures Animation, who provided the animation for multiple other movies, like Hotel Transylvania, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, all that.
Yeah, so they did a good job with all the animation because it's a mix of real life and animation. Of course, the monsters aren't real; they're animated. So.
Slappy does seem like he has something going for him. He's not just a standalone villain that just sits there while the heroes are trying to come towards him and all that stuff.
Yeah, Slappy, if you've not read any of the R.L. Stein books, he's a puppet. He hates to be called a
dummy.
He hates to be called a dummy. That makes him mad to be called a dummy. He is a puppet. He's a puppet. And he's actually been the star villain in 10 of the
multiple other Goosebumps books.
of the Goosebumps books. So he's the main, since he's the main bad guy in R.L. Stein's books. He's of course the main bad guy
in the movie.
In the movie, and it plays well because he's a creepy little puppet. He's creepy.
He tilts his head like this, and then
he turned all the way around, and he make his eyebrows go up and down, so he looks sort of creepy. But it's pretty good. I like it.
For those who are afraid of puppets
or clowns.
Or anything?
Or giant
mantises?
Praying mantises? Or garden gnomes? Or bees? Or
anything?
Anything. If you're afraid of anything. If you're Venus flytraps. If you're afraid of anything that was ever in an R.L. Stein book, then don't listen to the movie because it's in there. Yeah.
It's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And if you're afraid of zombies, don't watch it either.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, it's basically the books actually come to life if the original manuscripts are open. And
it takes a key to unlock it.
Yeah, it takes a key to unlock it. But Slappy gets out and he realizes he doesn't want to go back in and figures out the only way to stay out is if he destroys all the books and then destroys R.L. Stein himself so he can never be put back in again. So that's sort of the whole emphasis of the movie.
It's like the whole movie plays like a kid-friendly version of a horror flick.
Yeah, there's no blood or gore, but there's a lot of being chased by werewolves.
So I guess it counts. It counts as a horror movie.
Yeah.
And it was this movie was released appropriately at October, the month of
Halloween. Yeah, it was a Halloween month movie. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it does feel like Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
But for kids.
But for kids, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It
follows his books good.
The characters, aside from R.L. Stine and Slappy, who are the two most memorable characters in the entire film, there are some other side characters who have some bright moments, and there are other characters who not so much.
Yeah.
That other characters that don't have good moments.
No.
Like, there are good characters, side characters, aside from the ones we've mentioned, like Zach. He sounds like a kid who has reasonable morality.
Mm-hmm. And who's his guy who jumps in and tries to be his best friend?
Champ.
And his full name is
Champion.
so you know, there's a little comedy thrown in like that too, which makes it pretty good too.
Yeah.
So there's some good side characters, and then there's some characters you're like, man, those people are
morons.
Yeah.
Those cops are the worst characters in the movie by far.
If you're a
police officer trained for duty, why would you go the stupid route with your cases?
Oh no, it's almost like if you like Barney Fife, if you like Mayberry, I can picture these two cops being Barney's kids, because they're not very good at being cops, but they're sort of goofy.
Really?
Yeah, really. Mayberry throwback reference. Okay. Yeah.
The nice animation on the puppets and the puppet, mainly Slappy, and the other monsters like the mummies and the zombies.
There was a mummy and zombies.
And aliens.
Flying. The freeze ray is pretty cool too.
It's a classic.
The classic monsters with the freeze ray. Aliens with a freeze ray, yeah. But it's good.
Yeah, there's very little to talk about this movie because it offers so much.
Yeah. I said it's got a lot of good parts and very few bad parts. So it's not perfect.
It's not terrible either.
But it's actually pretty good. So it gets the Austin Weekend Experience seal of approval. It's good to watch. It's a good show to watch. You're not wasting your time by watching it. It's good.
Well, at least you're not taking your kid to watch the Friday the 13th marathon on Sci-Fi.
No, that one's. Like I said, this is a good one. That if your kids want a little bit of a scare, but well, it's a little comedy with it too. Then it's a good one to go. You want to go and do the rating for it?
Oh yes.
Okay, we'll do the rating. If you haven't watched this before, 1 through 10. If we give it a 1, it's horrible. If we give it a 10, it's the best thing that's ever made. And we always pick something from the movie
that we put to the ratings.
That we put a rating by. Like with Kung Fu Panda, we did
Dumplings,
because that's
Dumpling
their
time.
favorite family. And our favorite suck movie, Norm of the North, we used Snowballs because
I hate that movie. That movie completely sucked.
I'm still scarred from that one. Yeah. So with Goosebumps, what do we want to pull out of the show?
Movie.
Yeah, of the movie. Do you want to use monsters or shivers or?
I'm gonna take the.
We'll give it. Okay. We'll use shivers. How many shivers do you give it? Out of 1 through 10, how many shivers do you give Goosebumps?
I'm giving this movie a 7.4.
A good 7.4.
Yeah, it does give me shivered up.
The puppet is creepy. and clowns are always creepy, especially when they're
psychotic.
They're psychotic clowns. So yeah, so it's got some creepy stuff in there. I would be just about the same as you. I would give it somewhere around a 7, 7.5, somewhere around there. Like I said, it's a good solid movie. It's not the best thing that's ever made, but it's a good solid movie.
Yeah.
That if you've got a couple hours, hour and a half of spare time, your kids want to watch something. It would be a good movie to rent. I say it's a good one.
Yeah. Although this movie is more for kids than it is for the adult demographic, when horror movies are mainly aimed towards.
Well, I say it's based on Goosebumps, which are kids.
It's kids' books. So, it's like the most kid-friendly a horror movie can
get. So I think it follows the books
as well as it could have.
As well as it could have, yeah.
Make the cops look like complete morons, but
yeah. I said it's a couple of the action scenes are a little over the top. You're like, no way that shouldn't happen. But it still goes good with the story.
I thought this movie was going to copy some other sci-fi movie.
I was a little worried going into it that it wouldn't be
as good
as it was, but it turned out to be pretty. It surprised me. It was, like I said,
the creativity of the villains the creativity of the monsters are certainly notable.
And Slappy is creepy. They use him very well in the movie. He pops up out of nowhere and you see how they go.
And then he's as soon as you blink, he's behind you, and then he just goes beside you, or he can go anywhere.
Yeah, and just a blink like that, so he is creepy. Yeah. So it's a good, solid movie.
Oh boy!
Again, if you like our videos, be sure and click the like button down here, and be sure to hit the subscribe button. So
show us some support.
Give us some love, man. Come on.
Really?
Yes, man. We need some love. But we're gonna put out some more.
Yeah.
Reviews. We're gonna review a couple of television shows. What's the next shows?
Sanjay and Craig.
Sanjay and Craig is next, and then after that,
Uncle
Grandpa. So we're gonna do a couple of cartoons. We're also going to be doing. We've done a cartoon. Austin's done a cartoon called
The Otter Squad versus Octoeye.
It's really, really good. It's gotten a lot of hits. So be sure and watch it if you haven't had a chance. But we plan on coming out with a brand new one of those within the next couple weeks. And coming 2 weeks, we're going to be watching a movie at the theaters called
Zootopia. Brand new movie from Disney.
Yeah, be sure and give us a chance to watch it, and then we'll review it for you.
And we've got one heck of a treat coming for you with Zootopia.
Yes, and we've got a treat. We are going to be coming from a studio with a special guest star that we won't mention until this weekend coming. So, but we will be having a special celebrity with us on this one. So be sure and tune in for that one. Other than that, have you got anything else?
Yes, I have one thing.
One last thing. What is it?
It does. The movie does look nice, doesn't it?
That's it. It surprised me. It was pretty good.
It was surprising in how well the characters were arranged. Well, most of the characters. The story was actually better than I thought it would be. Speaking of this is one of the children's books. You couldn't really expect too much from it, but it really pulled off what it could, and I think it did enough for it to really sustain our rating of approval.
Yeah. All right. Are we done?
Yep.
All right. Y'all have a good week.
Send us up with a...
Hey, if you want us to review anything, leave a comment below and we'll try to watch it for you. Other than that, are we good?
Leave us a sound effect.
Leave us something.
And see you next week.